These are the RFloxa Hawk 31 Max front forks in black, of course, paired with the RFloxa RAB53RV rear shock. These should drastically improve the suspension on this bike, and dare I say it, be the last mod to my XXX? Probably not, LOL.
Now both of these mods should make this bike feel so much better when I'm off-roading, jumping, and especially when I'm putting the front wheel down from wheelies. So I'm so excited to get them on. Now guys, huge shout out to RFloxa for sending these over. If you want to purchase these, you can use code ConnorG at checkout to save a couple bucks. But anyways, let's get into this install. Okay guys, after further thought, I am gonna take off this subframe, unfortunately, because this subframe is not ideal to deal with working on this bike, but it's coming off. And here's the new one versus the stock one. New one looks way cooler, and it's going to be 45 pounds rated, fully adjustable, so let's put this thing on. All right guys, quick side quest is complete. We have the stock subframe back on. I didn't dislike the other subframe. I really liked the way it looked and felt, but it was just such a pain. The first time I installed it, it was really hard to install. And then I've been having to take it off like when I'm doing the seat, when I'm doing suspension, and it's just way too much of a pain in the butt to do. And I'm liking the change of things here. I think it looks good with the dirt fender and the stock subframe anyways, but let's put on these damn front forks. All right, next we're gonna disassemble the bars, the headlight, the front number plate, all this crap. Let's just get it disassembled. All right guys, so we have a direct stem mount as well as a stem lock. So firstly, we're gonna take off this stem lock, then we're gonna take these 4 bolts out of the stem mount, and then we should be able to drop these stock forks. We're about to get these front forks off, but we're taking this top triple tree off, and we're gonna make sure to keep these gaskets that we're under. Haha! Okay, so make sure to keep all these greasy little spacers. This felt like a how-to video for a sec, but don't forget that I'm ConnorG and I don't like bike work. So I have all these spacers and I wanna make sure I get them on right, so I'm gonna call up one of my buddies, see if he can help me. YouTube, you can always rely on solely scrapes for help.
Hopefully it's something easy.
Yeah, it is. It is really easy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm with it.
Do you know what order this goes back on? This all came out of the top.
Jesus Christ, why is your shit so dirty?
So we're trying to realign these correctly. So slowly I'm gonna show you this first, right? Before anything else, this bearing.
Yeah, so that should sit directly in the race, which is in there.
Okay, like this one.
Yeah, that looks right.
And then we have the
other one.
And then we have the large outer ring that I think goes like up here. And then this metal piece goes in here. And the large outer ring is meant to seal like the top portion, right?
Right, yep.
All right, and then we shove up the new fork and tighten it all in.
Let's go on top.
Guys, I'm getting assistance here from Trey, aka Trent, and basically the whole grid shift team, because this is what happens when I try to do bike work. Okay guys, I believe my spacer setup was incorrect, and RFloxa provides this spacer here for this wheel. So it's got a spacer under here. So I think we're gonna take this and try and mount the wheel now, and hopefully there'll be more clearance and we're gonna flip where the spacers were. So we're going to take the stock spacer and put it on this side, and we'll take the spacer that came with the axle itself and put it on the right side. Cool, now it's through. We'll get this end cap, which we will torque down. We'll torque these side bolts, and then we'll let this down on the ground and torque the right side here. Nice. I will say it definitely has a lot more rake, like you can see the gap here. I might slide these up just a little bit. Got them right here. I might slide them up a little bit if I don't like the length here on the front forks, but they look sick. Let's sit on it quick, see how we feel. I think this is gonna be a lot stiffer. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. The front fork's definitely gonna feel a bit heavier. Wow, I might need to loosen this just a little bit. Holy crap, this thing feels like a new bike. Holy crap. We're gonna put on the number plate, the fender, and just like get all the brakes, lines, and everything all dialed. So let's do that. Come on, Pete, get off. No. Well guys, I am elated to report that she is finally done. Actually, before we ride it, there's a few other quick things I want to do to this bike before we go out. One of which is take off these graphics, and 2, wire in an LED strip headlight, or tail light rather, that I got to replace the stock one that's just taped on. So let's do that. All right, guys, last mod before we go out there, we got these True Mods LED marine navigation light strip that we're putting on the bike. It's just a standard little light strip, and I have one mounted up. I can show you. Red to, looks like brown, green to black, yellow to the green and yellow striped one. So it works. This is adhesive on the back here, so we should be able just to stick this on. Okay, guys, we made quick work of that. I feel like it looks pretty sick. Little LED strip, got it all set up under there. I will say, I don't know how good visibility is gonna be. You can obviously see it here. You can see it shines light down on the tire, but it's sleek. It looks pretty damn cool in my opinion, and at least it gets us rid of the tape that was holding this stock light on. I literally just cut it right here and then matched the wires on the new tail light to get it to work. I think it looks good, it looks clean. Finally now, we can go test out these new forks, so let's do it. All right, guys, finally we get the opportunity to ride this XXX with the RFloxa front fork and rear shock. I'm so excited. It's finally warm enough out to go into a ride, so we're gonna go test off-road, wheelies, general street riding, and jumps. So let's do it. Okay, guys, and we are out on the XXX now. We gotta be careful because there's ice littered everywhere. It's still 32 degrees, but it feels warm to me right now because it's been so cold. That said, let's talk about these forks. Already off the bat, these sit a lot higher than stock. So these are 228 millimeter forks. These are longer fork than that of stock. So these sit higher, but oh my god, guys, the feeling, this thing feels so stout. It's pretty stiff, I'll say. Again, we have a 450-pound rear shock, 45-pound in the front, so definitely feels a lot stiffer. This is great when you're like hopping curb, any sort of potholes you're gonna hit in a city like Philadelphia. This just totally eats them up. Like, go right up here. Previously on the stock forks, you'd hear a clunk, like every single time you'd go off a curb even. All right, and we're pulling up on the off-road section. Should we hit some snow? I have no rear tires still. Still haven't changed the Shinko on the rear that's fall. Oh my god, this used to feel horrible because this is frozen and bumpy. This used to feel horrible on the stock suspension, but we'll hit the little snowy hill climb here. Almost lost it. No grip. It's all frozen snow. All right, we're getting some snowy trail riding. Rolling burnout with no front brake pull. That's crazy. But this feels so much better. Now, guys, I did not adjust any of this. This is completely out of the box for what RFloxa sent me. They have it tuned specifically to my weight and height, so I didn't have to change anything, and this is already dialed out of the box, which is so sick because I don't want to have to mess with this. You can adjust it if you want for like different rider weights, but I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to. That feels great. But again, guys, wheelies, just wheeling, and then let's just drop that front. It doesn't feel like I'm destroying the bike. That's the biggest thing for me. Like those stock forks, I felt like I cringed every time I put down the front wheel. And the rear shock too is especially helpful when we're back to balance point because we're not bottoming out. It's a stiff rear shock, so it's very predictable when it comes to hopping around. Plus, if you're like doing combos, hopping between knees, hopping up to seat standers, it's gonna feel a lot better. Right up the bump, right up the jump, easy. It feels so legit, guys. I was always afraid off-roading this thing that I was just gonna beat it up, but now with this suspension, it feels so much better. Now, guys, it looks like we're lucky enough that somebody actually made a jump right here. So I think we should be able to come down here and hit that jump. I don't know, I'm a little afraid because it's so icy. It does land on dirt, so let's try it, I guess. All right, suspension, don't fail me now. Oh my God, that was a small one, but it felt so good. Can we hit it from this side, I wonder? Right into the hill. Good to test there. Oh, come on. This was supposed to be my wheelie spot. But guys, I will say this is like among the best budget suspension you can get for this bike. It's high end,
but it's also not as expensive as something like an EXT Pharaoh, which is a big deal, you know? It's a lot of money, especially on a bike that only costs $3K brand new. And it just makes the bike feel so much more legit. Like, huge shouts out to RFloxa for sending this over. Guys, if you can't tell already how cold it is, just take a look. Like, this is a Schuylkill, it's freaking frozen over in a lot of parts. But I'm still outside. Anyways, wheelies, guys, it feels so much better. Like I said, the rear shock is so much stiffer, so it just works a lot better when you're doing wheelies. And I almost just ate it because I lost grip on the snow. See how these feel on a stoppie? Oh my god! Yo, they feel insane! What? Alright, stoppies are a little out of practice, but I think they're gonna get much better, people. And let's do some more wheelies, guys. That's what you come here for, is it? Is it not? See, we can still swerve a little bit sitting down. Front wheels stopping there. Up to the knee knock. And let's put it down. Dude, it's just like so nice. There's no more cringe, there's no more clunk, and it just feels so good to be on a proper bike. It sits a little bit higher, like I said, guys, because it's at 228mm front forks, legs, and an easy stoppy ski. This bike is so perfect now. The only other thing I want to do to it is just supermotos, which I have some tires at home that I can put on these stock wheels, or I could do some smaller ones like 14s or 12s. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you'd like to see that, but I'm loving this. Can we take our throttle hand off still? Looks like it. We're gonna have to knock all the rust off here. Oh, I miss this so much. Jeez Louise. We love it. To a knee knock, then a stand up. Guys, this is just great. I mean, the biggest thing I think you'll notice with like busted front suspension is that when you put down wheelies, like, it just feels horrible. It feels like a clunk, a crunch, or when you're hitting big bumps, it feels like a clunk, and it feels like your bike is being destroyed. So feeling on this is insane. I'm excited to actually learn to jump once we get into the spring and summertime here, but I am just so happy with this bike. It looks so sick, it feels so sick. Guys, if you want to buy these forks or rear shock, use the link down in the description. Code ConnorG will help you save at checkout. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.